Welcome to Savepoint, a show where we talk about video game news and topics that you suggest to us in those YouTube comments down there and on Twitter using the hashtag Savepoint. My name is Ryan Shepard.
I'm Nick Rubio.
And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to talk about your topics today, but before we do...
I thought this was the 5 o'clock news.
Right at the bottom, or at the top of that description, there will be a click-to-tweet link that you can share by clicking it and posting a tweet that will enter you for you a chance to win a video game that we will give to you, and it also helps us out by spreading our love through the internet.
Free game. Easiest game of your life.
Free love. Wait, is that something else? Shrek? I was thinking about hippies, man. Free love, man. Oh, do you want to go first? Why don't you go first?
Oh, Lord. I don't want your secondhand used topic from Geno Boost, at Geno Boost, from the Twitters. He asked, what's the most relaxing video game music you've ever heard? The Fez soundtrack.
Oh, the Fez soundtrack is really good. I was also going to bring up, I wanted to mention the Glitch Hikers music.
Yes, Glitch Hikers is
Glitch
really
Hikers
good.
music
Any music in general is normally pretty relaxing.
You know what I heard? I heard some of that was pretty good. Was what's that game called?
Monument
Flower.
Flower, yeah, Flower's good. And Journey as well.
Yeah, Journey. And there's
Monument Valley as well.
Do you remember the game where like you play as like a little boy flying through the sky and that's it? Like you collect clouds or something.
Doesn't ring a bell.
That also had some really peaceful music. I mean, mostly, yeah, indie games pretty much got that down. But peaceful and relaxing. What else really did that?
Gears of War soundtrack really just put me to sleep.
Put you to sleep? Just
put me to
you?
sleep.
Lullaby?
That Halo riff.
Yeah.
That's...
I mean, no, there's definitely tons of good stuff out there. But you know what the funny thing is? I'm trying to think of like a AAA game that had like really peaceful, good vibe music, and I'm like really coming up short here.
Well, I mean, I do want to bring this up though. Seriously, Halo, when sad parts would happen, like you know what I mean, like that
very solemn.
The very solemn, like violin, all that stuff that they would play, like that stuff really.
Yeah, they definitely had some awesome music.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were really good at tone and mood. So yeah, exactly. When it was called for, it was really good. I feel like there's something blatant I'm not thinking about, and it's making me sad.
Yeah, I can't really think of any music that I listened to that was like, man, this is really relaxing, you know? Aside from like music that was in Fez.
Yeah.
And Glitch Hikers.
Yeah, that was definitely a good one. All right, well, I hope that answers that question. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, this is from GamerX on Twitter. It says, what are some songs from your gaming playlist?
More music questions.
Okay, yeah, more music questions. It's all about music today. This is Music Point. This is SaveMusic.org.
SaveMusic.org, yeah.
We give violins to crippled children in Austria. It's a very specific charity. There are handicapped children in Austria who need cellos.
Yeah, they need to play. They have a passion for the strings.
They're very Austrian. See, this is a good question, but it's also a hard question because I can't name those songs. I would say that a game that had a great playlist was BioShock Infinite. Like the Koreans' Clearwater Revival when the revolt was happening was awesome and crazy, and just all like the little ways they connected the past and the future with music was really cool. Yeah. But can you think of like specific songs that you've taken from games?
I read the question as like, what kind of music do you listen to while you're playing? Like, what's your gaming playlist?
Really? Okay.
That's the way I saw it. And as far as that goes, it depends on the game and like what kind of mood I'm in. Like, I know, if I play like a shooter, I'm gonna put on like my hard rock. Get some Disturbed going. Maybe some what's it called, Korn.
Breaking Benjamin.
Get some. Some Breaking Benjamin.
Well, because I'm thinking of like, remember Halo 2 and how that was actually on the soundtrack and everything? Yeah. That's pretty cool.
So like games like that, it's completely, like shooting action games. I want something to, pump me up, get me hype. But other than that, I can't really think of any other playlists that, like, I don't have like a playlist. I just kind of put on whatever's in my...
Yeah, I don't have like an exact playlist, but like I'm
so lazy when it comes to playlists.
It depends. If I'm gonna listen to music, like I think kind of like faster electronic music. Like if I'm playing like a shooter, like if I'm playing Counter-Strike 1, you could probably never listen to music because you'd
probably get shot dead and not even know it.
Yeah, you gotta be able to listen in that game. But sometimes I will listen to music anyway, and I kind of like more electronic stuff. I mean, not really vocal stuff. I don't know. That's just usually what I go for. But I've never really been that crazy about listening to music when I play a game. I don't know.
If I beat the game already and like I don't care and I'm just playing again just for the sheer playing it, like I'll listen to music like I know I did that when I was playing through Far Cry Blood Dragon.
Yeah.
I did
Well, that game would definitely call for it.
Yeah, because I just kind of like put on music and then just went to town and killed.
That's like a dubstep game, I feel.
It's insane. It's a great game. Very good game.
Yeah. Yeah, but why don't you tell us what your playlist is for when you play games, or your favorite game playlist? I think you're right, though. I think it's the playlist you listen to when you play the game.
Yeah.
I think I interpreted it wrong. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's my best answer.
I'm terrible when it comes to playlists. I just can't do it.
I wish I was when Spotify came out, I wanted to be able to be like, oh, I'm going to tailor these perfect, awesome playlists. Mm-hmm. The only thing I ever did that was really cool, and I'm so glad I remembered this, was the effing soundtrack from Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4.
You rebuilt it?
That whole soundtrack was awesome. Mm-hmm. And yes, I rebuilt it on Spotify. If you want, I'll share that. If you guys want a link to... Because it doesn't have everything, because some songs aren't on Spotify from the game, but I found the original soundtrack from Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4, and I made it into a playlist on Spotify. But yeah, that stuff was all awesome.
You had
Alien Ant Farm, you had Less Than Jake, they had AC/DC on there, they had Goldfinger. Like, if you grew up in the 90s, awesome nostalgia, great music on there. If we're talking about soundtracks, that's my favorite one.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4.
It was done. Tony Hawk games were a lot of fun. Like, they really did a good job.
I was never good at them.
You didn't?
I would run around and I would play them, but, like, I didn't understand it.
Really?
Maybe I was just too young, but I could never get the mechanics down.
Yeah, I thought it was a fun game. That game and there was those ATV games. The ATV Off-Road Fury.
Yeah, I remember those.
Those had, like, really good soundtracks, and then they were just fun to play. I don't know. Driving and listening to crazy
I wonder if Neversoft did they make those? Or
yeah, Neversoft made it. Not the ATV.
No, that's what I was wondering. I know they made the Tony Hawk games.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, onward, more topics. Thank you for asking that one.
Yeah. Let's see, our last topic of the evening. Reese Hemmings. So, Destiny 2 has already been announced. Do you think it will sell as much as the first Destiny? Probably.
I don't know, because a lot of people are upset, and I think a lot of people bought in this thing where, I think when Destiny first came out, did they not say it was supposed to be like a 10-year game or something like that?
Yeah, they had like a 10-year plan for it, but like who knows if they twisted their wording and was like, this was part of our 10-year plan,
Right.
You know, we wanted to keep the franchise, the Destiny, not so much the numbers in front of it, going.
I don't know, it kind of makes me mad, though, because I feel like, Destiny is very still much a project in works, you know what I mean? Like, it's still under development. I think it should be getting a lot more content, a lot more added DLC, free if possible, but I think they should be putting out some expansion packs. Like, I feel like they're trying to bring this concept of an MMO game, meant for the console space, not imported into it, and they're just picking and choosing the aspects they want. Like, okay, look at this game, World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft has been World of Warcraft 1 for 10 years now. 10 years. What they do is they release expansion packs and they improve the content. I mean, it's difficult because
they're not trying to brand themselves as an MMO, but Destiny's an MMO for all intents and purposes. Whether they want to call it that or not. Actually, I think Destiny just made its first major fuck-up that it's had in a while.
Right.
They just, their weekly strike, which is like the weekly bonus mission that you can do, is locked behind DLC. Ooh. Like if you didn't have like the DLC for it, you couldn't do it.
Not cool. Not cool, Bungie.
That's paywall. That's what that is. It's a paywall. Like if I can't play this content, that reminds me of like when you would get Halo. Remember when Halo came out and like they would put out the map packs, and then like if you didn't have a certain amount of map packs or the right map packs, that you couldn't go into like the playlist to play because it would randomly choose from that, and it was like you could see your friends playing in the yard next door, with the cool bats and stuff, and all you had was your wiffle ball bat and the little ball with holes in it,
And here's, look, I'm going to go on a little soapbox here just for a second. This is part of the reason why I have such a problem with annualizing games, and it's because it takes away from the experience. Like, you're not giving enough people enough time to enjoy it and really get everything out of it. I think part of the reason why games like Super Mario 64 or GoldenEye, for example, on the Nintendo 64, or maybe even the early Metal Gear games that were on the PlayStation. Look, there are so many game franchises that we have this like really strong, vivid memory of, and I think it's because people played them for years. And part of the reason why people played them for years was there wasn't that much else to play.
They didn't you didn't make a new game for next year. You wouldn't see it for years.
Exactly.
If there was a new game at all.
It's like as soon as a game comes out, the next day you're hearing announcements about the next one. I don't want that.
Look at Smash Brothers 3. Well, and 4. I mean, if you the N64, then there was Melee, Brawl, and now the newest one. But like that, how many years? I mean, 4 and how many years? When was the N64? The 90s?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that kind of takes away a lot from it because I don't think people have enough time to enjoy their games. I think like we have this weird culture, and I think video games have adopted this from films where we're just looking to the next thing. Like how, for instance, the Marvel movies. We know all the ones that are coming out now, and I was kind of sad afterwards because I realized
no mystery left.
Yeah, there's nothing to get shocked and surprised about. Like when they mentioned Doctor Strange in Captain America, I think that was the last time that it's going to happen because they've given out the rest of their movie schedule now.
Pretty much.
So
I think they were afraid of leaks, though. I think that was the reason.
Well, it started with a small leak, and they were like, all right, well, we're just going to turn this into an announcement where we announce everything. And they also did it because DC announced their full film schedule. But still, like I'm not trying to detract too much here from the actual topic. I'm just trying to say that when you're focused so much on what's going to come out and you push it out so quickly that you're not giving enough time for people to genuinely enjoy the games that they have now and make those memories that stay with you. That's how I feel about it. I don't think Destiny 2 should come out for like another 2 years.
I don't think it should, but I honestly do believe it will probably sell as much as Destiny 1.
You think so? I think if they fix the problems, I think if they fix the problems with Destiny right now, because like they let down a lot of people. I think
they've done a lot to improve it. I personally haven't played it in since a while, but from what I've read, articles online, they've done quite a bit to improve the quality of life in the game.
All right. Yeah. People have like a better average income now. They're getting more legendaries. They're like I don't even want to use the phrase. What do you call them? No, never mind.
Oh, God.
The welfare legendaries that you refer to. How would you not know what I was talking about?
Oh, God.
I just don't like the term because that's kind of like a gross way to describe it. But still,
welfare ethics.
Yeah. Anyway, that's completely off topic. But what do you think? And here's my question to you. Do you think it's good that we have annualized games like Call of Duty where there's a new installment every year? Another good example is Assassin's Creed. Or do you think it's a bad thing? And do you think it's too soon for Destiny 2? What do you think?
For Destiny 2? I think it's way too soon. I think, honestly, Destiny to me is an MMO, and MMOs, you don't have next games, you have expansions. I mean,
unless you want to make a radical overhaul like Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, like Guild Wars. Guild Wars is the only MMO that I can think of that actually yeah, Guild Wars is no, Phantasy Star Online 2, I think, is the thing. I don't know. I'm not big into Phantasy Star. I just remember that they would take your credit card and it'd be impossible to get off.
Oh.
Yeah.
EverQuest 2 is still around.
Yes, EverQuest 2 is still around.
But see, that's okay. You can make a sequel provided that you're adding lots of value.
EverQuest Next is coming out too. But again, huge overhaul of the system. Yeah. Gigantic overhaul.
So let us know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to click that Click to Tweet link to share our video on the Twitterverse. Leave us a comment, leave us a topic, and as always, we'll see you next time.
Stay classy, San Diego.